everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for joining Austin's Coming Together, the Austin Community Hub in this month's virtual hub one-on-one guest manufacturing renaissance. My name is Imani Moore, and I am the engagement coordinator with Austin Coming Together. As many of you may be familiar with ACTA already, if you're not, ACTA is a backbone agency for collective impact, serving a network of non-for-profit, faith-based, public, and private member organizations. As a part of ACT, the Austin Community Hub is a safe space to intentionally and thoughtfully engage families and individuals with collaboration with our member base and to securely connect community members to holistic services. Part of these services include informing our community members about different organizations that we work with and the resources and programs that they have to offer. So that's why we're here today. We created Hub One-on-Ones. Today, we're gonna change it up a little bit. If you've been used to Hub One-on-Ones, we're gonna do things a little different. We wanna create a more fluid conversation and really give people a chance to learn and for us to answer those questions that they might have about manufacturing renaissance today. So I'm gonna bring Leslie up. The stage is hers. I'm gonna let her introduce herself and then we're gonna jump right into it.
Thank you, Imani. So I'm Leslie Long. I'm the assistant program director. So I help to keep the wheels on the bus, if you will. I handle recruitment and outreach along with, just giving different advanced manufacturing experiences to the community. And the community is broad, as we know, right? That's anything from nonprofit organization, businesses, new manufacturing companies, as well as to schools. And that's any type of school, whether it be, K through 12 or going into college.
Nice. So let's just dive right into it.
All right.
So why does the Young Manufacturers Association even exist?
So YMA, or the Young Manufacturers Association, was birthed from young adults like the ones you see in the picture behind me when they finished the program, right? So they would finish the program, we would place them. Placement is, that's kind of an automatic thing because we work with like 150 businesses. So jobs are galore, literally, like there's like over 600 just right in the Chicagoland community and thousands across the country. So after they got placed, they needed somebody to talk to. They needed somebody who they were familiar with, someone who was around their same age group, somebody who they could, hang out with, but at the same time, really understand how to climb the ladder at the different companies that they were going to. So it was formed as a support network. And it's evolved, like it's a support network. They do community outreach. They advocate for more of our training and trainings like ours across the city of Chicago and across the county. And then, and then further, right, across Illinois, because this should be something that's normal because, advanced manufacturing it's not dead. It's actually very thriving. So, yeah.
Nice. And what ages do you start to train and what ages do you accept people?
So, so YMA is the big brother of Manufacturing Connect. Manufacturing Connect is the training program that we offer to high school seniors. Mm-hmm. Do experiences for elementary school kids through Manufacturing Connect. We do field trips and, really get them to understand how STEM and business, what it looks like in advanced manufacturing, because advanced manufacturing is that, right? So the people who made that wonderful jacket that you're wearing, made these glasses that I got on, all of those people work in a business and they are making things, right? And then putting them together. So when we give those type of experiences to young adults, and then when they hit their senior year, then they're able to actually get the training where they can get certified and they can get all of the information through there, and then we can place them. So we start as young as, we've had some seniors that were like 16 going on 17. So technically it's like 17 to 29.
Nice. And this question just came to me. If as a teenager, a 17-year-old, just listen to you break down like the different things like manufacturing. So they're making things. So what, like why if you can break it down just to explain to a 17-year-old, like why is this important as far as
Mm,
especially as pursuing a career? Like what benefits would this have in the long run for their future?
yeah, yeah, that's a good question. So I think it goes across the board, right? So the world of manufacturing is a spectrum. So you can have a young adult, and we get this all the time, who's like, well, I want to make my own clothing line. Well, that's cool. You got to have a designer, marketing, production, distribution, the accounting, the head CEO who provides oversight, right? So there's all of these components that go into that. So there's that for the creative. Well, it's also the same thing for those who make hair. I want to do my own weave line. Okay, you have to source it, distribute it, market it. You got to sell it, right? So you got to have an entire business that's around that. So I think some of the things that a 17-year-old should really consider is if you want to be an entrepreneur, or you're thinking about at least just having money in the pocket, right? So those are two different spectrums.
Mhm.
Then you got to think about it from this landscape of there are many different areas that are involved in it. And then maybe you don't, like maybe you don't want to be an entrepreneur. Maybe you don't want to, go into distribution and marketing and things like that, or go into HR. Maybe you just want to be a doctor. Maybe you just want to, sing. That's cool. But who's going to pay your rent? I'm just saying, right? So it's no shade to, CVS or McDonald's or anything like that. They do what they do, and that's cool. But this provides livable wages. So if you want to have something that's stable, that starts anywhere from $16 to $21 an hour with the basic training, and gives you the opportunity to scale up, then this becomes a good, firm surface to start at, right? And then as you're figuring it out, like we had kids who were like, I want to be a nurse. I'm like, cool, we can do that. We can handle that. And she literally went through nursing school, and the manufacturing company that she worked at, she worked in reception.
Mhm.
And she stayed there. She paid her rent. She paid for her car, paid for school, and then left and became a nurse, right? And they loved her and they had great relationship, right? So it can go in the area where you really want to go. So if you want to go in aeronautics, or if you want to go into fashion, or you want to go into food, or you want to go into, automotive, or it could have nothing to do with those things. And it is a position that allows you the flexibility and the stability to do what you want to do, or do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do.
That makes sense. So what I'm hearing, it sounds like this is like a good foundation to be able to do a variety of different things.
Yeah. And it gives you that opportunity, when I think about when I was in college, or even before college, when I was just, a high school senior, I wish somebody had told me, like, you could go into this and you can still pursue art, because I would have done it instead of doing retail for all the umpteen years that I did it, because it allows you the opportunity to be creative and do whatever it is that you need to do and still get your rent paid and get it paid nicely. Their overtime is crazy. Like, it's sick. Seriously.
All right, and while we on the page, I know we spoke about the young people starting at 17. Is there a age cutoff after that?
So for our training, the cutoff is 29. Like,
Mm.
stop training people at 29. Now, are there additional programs out there? There are tons of really good programs that are out there. JARC is a great program that trains adults past 60. So, and it's a free program, right? Daily College has different programs. They even offer a free scholarship to individuals going into advanced manufacturing. Like, they pay the books, tuition, fees. I mean, they pay it completely for you to get your degree. So there's tons of opportunities after us. But for us and our team, we're only able to serve up to 29.
17 to 29. Okay. Okay. And how is your training linked to STEM, if it is in any way?
Yeah, so STEM, for those who don't know, science, technology, engineering, and math, that is manufacturing. Like literally, that is exactly manufacturing. And in some cases, it is STEAM where you add in the art. So when you're doing advanced manufacturing training, the technical side deals with more of the mathematics. So they'll learn basic math skills. They'll do geometry and trigonometry and things like that. And I can hear some people screaming like, no, I want nothing to do with that. Well, that's okay, because we can scale them up. We can work with anybody who comes our way. You know, we are accustomed to dealing with individuals who are geniuses and who are just like, this is super easy. Can I do something a little bit more advanced? And then we're used to dealing with students who they really do have learning deficiencies. And we're just like, that's okay, we got you. You know, just take it one day at a time. And then we get them into some tutoring. So there's that part with the mathematics. But then they also start to get into those measuring tools. So calipers and micrometers, they start to deal with drills, and all of that deals with the engineering. It's like, how do I think about what it is that I want made? How do I then introduce it into a design or blueprint, which they get in the training, blueprint training? And then how do I take the measurements that I see, which means they have to use the caliper and the micrometers and the measuring tools, the rulers, and then convert that information into an actual design that gets made. Those are the things, some of the things that they learn during the training.
Nice, nice. It's good to hear that you guys do offer tutoring or get them.
Oh yeah.
Because we are not mathematically gifted.
No, I can write and I can paint. No, calculus, I barely made through it. Barely.
Nice, nice. And, what community do you guys operate in, or do you serve currently?
So we serve Cook County, actually, right? And I know that you said community, but county. So we are across the board, literally across the board. We've been based in Austin for over 12 years. So, you know, we got an office site over on Chicago Ave, right near Laramie. But we're doing everything virtually. So that gives us the autonomy to be able to serve, you know, somebody who's in the hundreds, you know, way out south, or somebody who's southeast, or somebody who's way north, right? And our manufacturing companies go across the city and into the suburbs. So they're good, even if they finish our training and they're just like, well, I want to work, you know, 30, 45 minutes from home. That's what we look for.
Yeah. How long has your training program been working with youth and the young adults?
Yeah, I want to say 2007. So Manufacturing Connect, I believe, was birthed first. And then, like I said, you know, from that, they did the training and then they got employed. And then YMA, Young Manufacturers Association, got birthed. So we've been in Austin and across the city for quite some time, you know, working with young adults.
Nice, nice. All right, and let's say I get accepted into the program. Like, what can I expect when I get there? What's a typical day?
Oh, okay.
And when I get there, like what type of things can I expect? What type of mindset should I come in prepared to be able to deal through the day work? And can you like explain a little bit around that?
Yeah, so I felt like I heard several different things, but I'm gonna try and pinpoint one. So first and foremost, you can expect inclusivity. Our goal is to make people know, or help people to know, that they can be themselves. You know, just come as you are. We'll meet you where you are. You don't have to level up before you get to us. So, and that helps to, you know, just, you know, knock out all those barriers of, you know, well, maybe they won't accept me as I am, or maybe, you know, they might look at me strange, you know, because of my situation at home or what I've been dealing with or whatever. Like, it don't matter. It doesn't matter if you come with a background. It doesn't matter if you know, have a college diploma. It absolutely just does not matter. So we meet everybody on the exact same leveled playing field. A typical day is Brent Turner, who's our technical instructor, who's a great dude, really has a heart for his family and the community. He'll open up the session, he's got these dreads, he'll open up the session, he'll be like, hey, because he's so like laid back, and he'll have this music going. So it just helps everybody to just kind of wash away the day, because everybody's coming at different times, because we have several different time frames when we offer training. So he'll start it out, nice and mellow, do a check-in, and then, just kind of ride that ride and then get right into it, right? Meeting people where they are, helping them to understand, whatever the topic is of the day. They start kind of slow with just being introduced to the world of manufacturing, understanding the toolings of manufacturing and the whys behind why they have to learn what they need to learn. And then he revs it up and then gets them prepared for, their NIMS exam, which is the exam that provides them the credential that says, not only do I understand the basics of advanced manufacturing, but I'm not going to blow up your company. Very important. Don't do that. So that's one side typical day. Another side typical day is with the program coordinator, Mieka Matthews. Awesome woman. She's been, training young adults for quite some time in professionalism and college readiness and business readiness. And then the same thing with Dee Dee Jones, industry coordinator. Awesome woman. She's been placing all of these young adults for years. So her outreach and her, where she can get everybody into is fun. Like they call it a plug. That's how I want to say it. They call it a plug, because she'll plug you in, I've been here for 3 years. Now I want to work someplace else. I got you. I plug you in. Or I'm, 20 seconds out of the training, but my resume is ready. I did the professionalism training. I passed the NIMS. I plug you in. So that's kind of typical,
Nice. I heard you mention NIMS a couple of times. Could you go into that in detail about that? Is that an exam that has to be taken?
It is an exam that has to be taken. So the National Institute of Metalworking Skills is the organization that certifies our students. Now, this is a national organization, but the certification is recognized globally. So just like, you can take your high school diploma anywhere, you can take this anywhere. And we do it at the basic level, like I said, so that what that does is that it gives the corporations a foundation to work with for the students, because just like any place, literally any company that you go to, you're going to come in with what you know, right? But they want you to know something a little bit more than maybe, just, fresh off, out of high school or something like that. So this allows them to say, okay, well, you recognize danger, you recognize, and not to sound, elementary, but, the red triangle and the yellow triangle versus, some other, color and shape means something totally different in manufacturing. So, and those are the type of things that you need to know. You need to know before you hit the floor, because they want you to be safe. They want the company to be safe, and they want to know that they can take the information that you've got and how you're coming to them and scale you up. Every last one of the manufacturers are going to want to train you to their, specifications, if you will, especially when they're coming out of our program. Literally, companies will come to us and they'll say, we want somebody like, and they'll point to whoever we sent them, right? Because they know that they come with a basic understanding, professionalism, they've dealt with things and they've had the training that is more than them just coming out of a, somebody just being sent from some company randomly. Mm-hmm. I hope I answered your question. I felt like I rambled.
No, you answered the question. So that NIMS exam, that's an exam that all students have to pass in order to be certified.
Yeah, so they pass that. We do the materials measurement and safety, which is, like I said, the basic exam. It is a pass or fail, so there's not like, well, I kind of sort of, nope, it's just pass or fail. So yeah, but they do get trained up for it. It does have OSHA information in it. So those who are looking to just to understand, the different, things that go along with OSHA, that's built into our training so that they are, with that understanding as well. Yeah, and it's all, done online. So they actually have to come in for that exam. So we usually, thanks to our partnership with Daly College, we usually host that over at Daly, but sometimes we host it elsewhere. But yeah.
Okay. And how long does a typical training usually take?
So the entire training through YMA is about 12 weeks. Yeah, and then we give them about, during that time, there's a 1-week internship that's paid. That's when they get a real opportunity to sit at the companies, right? And to be in different positions and see what they like and see what they don't like, see what they're open to, and really just see the real of manufacturing, because a lot of people don't know what it is. They ain't got a clue, not a clue. They think it's all, with Uncle Joe who lost 4 fingers and, and, I got to tote that barge and lift that bale. I'm just like, no, man, that's not it. You're punching buttons. Literally, you are punching buttons. Yeah.
That's why we have you to enlighten us all. Also, as far as the classroom sizes, like how is that environment? Is it small cohort, a large cohort? How does that usually work?
Yeah, I am really excited to say it's a small cohort, range anywhere from 8 to 15 in a class. And like I said, typically it's always virtual, but we do have some classes where we go into the classroom and, we'll teach inside an actual room, but it doesn't exceed the 15. We really want people to get it. Like, we're not looking to push people through. We want them to really understand, to have that one-on-one time, to really be able to talk with the instructors and whoever, and meet with the coordinators and really get it. So when they leave, they can practice what they got.
Mm-hmm. So I heard you mention virtual. Now, are there any opportunities for the students to actually do hands-on training before the program is over?
Yeah, so there's several. So all students get what we call an impact kit. So that has a lot of the measuring tools, the caliper, the micrometer, the ruler, the measuring tape, and a drill. And in the midst of the class, they go through utilizing those tools. So they have to, really practice, how to use them appropriately and how to read them correctly. So they get that. Then they have, like I said, the internship. So they get an opportunity. Well, I skipped one. Before the internship, they get a field trip. So we do a hands-on field trip at a manufacturing company, like literally. Today is Tuesday. I got one coming up tomorrow. So we're taking some students to Friedman Seating. They're going to get an opportunity to work with individuals on the shop floor, meet people. They're going to tell their story. They're going to, let them know, like, this is how I started out. This is what it was like for me. This is what high school was like for me. And this is why I work for this company. But they'll get just hold the tools, see the people, be a part of that. So they do that field trip, and we make those type of opportunities available to students that come through the program. And then we do a few weeks later, the actual internship. And that's when they really do hardcore hands-on. So they will go from different sections of the company and get a chance to work in, it. And this is based on what they've communicated to us. So we interview each student so that we can identify what their interests are, and try and put them in a company that'll give them an opportunity to see the different variety. Because like I said, they don't know, you don't know what you don't want or what you really like until you've actually tried it. And I'm putting that within the parameters of safety, right? Don't go trying crazy stuff. So when they go, they may tell us, hey, Miss Leslie, I like working with my hands. I love, machinery, and I like working with, the marketing team. So we'll make sure that they float in at least 3 to 4 different areas that'll touch in those areas so they can experience it and they can see it from a business standpoint, what would be required of them when they come into the company, and see where they can scale up into. So that hands-on gets touched several different times.
Nice. Okay, now for some hard questions.
Really?
No, jokes aside, I know some people may be watching it live or get a chance to watch this after, and they may be wondering, can they still get trained if they dropped out of school, have a criminal background, or if they are currently in college?
Right. So I thought that was going to be a hard question. You lied. It wasn't. Yes is the answer. We've had students who've had criminal backgrounds. And in fact, one of them, not only did he have a background, but we gone to bat for him with, his hearings that he's had, because we were able to speak up to him because he was not only a stellar student, but just an excellent YMA member. And we were able to just say, hey, he's got a great training program. He's been in a great training program, and he's with a great company. And now he's in, an apprenticeship. Like, he's on a great track, so we definitely, go to bat for those who are with us. So yeah, if you got a background, and people make mistakes, so we move on and get you trained. If you don't have a background, you dropped out again, so so let's just move on to the next thing. Some companies do require that you have a high school diploma. It's not like that everywhere. It's just not. So what's more important is, can you listen? Are you willing to hear and to learn? Are you willing to set aside the things that you don't have and really embrace what you can have? And so if you have a high school diploma, that's cool. If you don't have a high school diploma, that's fine. If you want to get your GED, that's cool too, right? And then if you got a college degree, that's fine too. We have advanced manufacturing companies literally that are everywhere who want the gamut. They want, what they want? They want individuals with heart. That's what they want. They want you to show up, and show up because you got off the bus or you got out your car. They want you to show up because you're like, you know what? This is my opportunity. I bring something to the table. You have something, and you bring something to the table. Let's come together. Let's work together. Let's do this. They want people who, you come in on time because you value yourself and you value this opportunity that you're involved in. That's what they want. They want people with heart. Now, if you ain't got a heart, go through our training. We'll help. We'll help as much as possible. But really, it's about, that internal integrity. And that's one of the things that we practice. When we meet people where they are, our goal is to really prepare them for where they're going. So we don't want to just all right, deuces, you did it, bye. No, we want to work with them so that when they get there, regardless of how they got to us, that they left us better than the way they came.
Nice. So hope you guys hearing that. Don't be discouraged if you do have a background or you're not in school. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because that brings me to my next question. So we've talked about what you can expect going through the program. What are some of the things you can expect after you complete the actual training? Yeah.
So first, celebration. Just saying, we got to celebrate. Got to have that because it's good. You did something that was a feat, and it was a good one. So we celebrate our participants, whether they're coming out of high school or whether they're gone through the 12 weeks, and then you can anticipate immediate placement. Like, our goal is by the 10th week, you're starting to get into a deeper level of professionalism and getting your resume ready, practicing with you, getting you ready to circle back to the people you interned with, along with other advanced manufacturers, to see, what type of message did you leave with them, right? Because the goal of the internship is not just so that you can, have the experience. It's so that you could say, hey, remember me? I was there for that week. I'd like to work for your company, right? And you have already kind of laid that foundation. So when they finish the program, we walk them through all of those interviews, whether it be with the people that they intern with or whether it be with brand new. And so we set up the interviews. You don't have to go knocking on the door talking about, hey, my name is Joe and I need a job. No, we have partners and tons of them, and we have jobs and tons of them. So jobs is never the issue. It's really, are you ready to work? Are you ready to make this lifestyle change? And we walk them through it. We walk them through it for years. Like, with Terrence, who had a background, like we're still in contact. Like he graduated from our program years ago. And no shade, Terrence is old. Let me just kidding. But he graduated from our program a long time ago. And even the kids that you see behind me in that photo, they just graduated, I want to say last year. So whether you're fresh out of the program or you've been with us over 12 years or whatever, it doesn't matter. We're always going to be there. We're always going to, be that ear to hear, talk you off the ledge. I'm about to snap. Don't snap. Call us. And that's what we tell them. As soon as they leave, just like, you're going to run across different people, because in any job, you got people, they come with what they come with, right? Somebody could be having a bad day. They rub you the wrong way. They call you, out your name. And you just like, okay, don't snap. Call us. Work through it. So that's what they can expect. They can expect support. They can expect guidance. They can expect intervention where needed. And support changes, right? It could be anything from verbal to social emotional to I need a bus card, or I don't have gas for my car because I overspent and I didn't balance my checkbook. Just saying. Not always like that, but yeah. And and financial training. Like we even have some opportunities where the YMA group, they will have a soiree, if you will. So this is like in between. So sometimes they have YMA meetings where they come together, they talk about, different things that they would really want to, help and build. Like if they're, people are trying to get real estate or something like that. So they introduce NACA to them and help them to understand how they can get into the NACA program and things like that. Or if they just want to go out and have some chicken wings, I'm just saying, just want to have some chicken wings, just sit down and just enjoy each other's company, then they'll do that. But it's that community. So that's the other thing. They can expect community.
Nice. So you guys do offer support services outside of the actual training that you guys do.
Yeah, and we do it to scale up. So we know that when you first finish the program, you're trying to get your money, right? You're trying to balance home and life, and if you're going to school and going to work, trying to balance all that. So for the first 2 weeks, we make sure that you have a bus card, we make sure that you've got clothing. We make sure that you've got somebody who you can talk to, who you can run things down with. And then if there's a deeper supports that are needed, then we point you in the right direction. These are partnerships that we've made within the community. One of the hardest things that I think has really happened within many of Black and Brown communities, and really all across the board, but especially where you're experiencing poverty, is that social emotional deficit, where people just feel hurt or wounded or hopeless, right? And that really happened, that really showed up bigger and larger during the pandemic. So we really wanted to make sure that we establish stronger community partnerships with places, a wide range of places, from churches and their teams to, hospitals and their teams, and counselors and their teams. So people feel comfortable, to be able to share, this is what's going on with me, and I need to know how to get better. Because that's the reality. Like, we want people to be whole. But that's not always our role, but we at least can help you, get you in that right direction, so you can have that wholeness and fulfill what you're supposed to fulfill, your purpose, right? And part of that purpose is in whatever, position that you end up being a part of.
Okay. Now for the $1 million question, is there a fee, tuition cost? Do I have to pay a monthly, a weekly thing? Like what? How does that look?
Man, we pay you. I'm just saying. What? I did say that. Yes. So the high school students get a stipend that happens on a quarterly basis. The out of school students, and when I say out of school, I'm talking, you dropped out or you never went, or you go to school half a day, or you have some type of special schedule because you've only got 2 credits left or 3 credits left or something like that, or you just you're graduated, right? You're just done. That's $100 a week stipend. So we pay you. Yep.
Nice. So you get paid a stipend throughout the program and assistance with finding jobs once you complete the program.
Yes.
Great. Okay, and what? How can I be booted out of the program? Like what are things that can get me out of the program?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, our philosophy is you're in it to win it, right? So everybody has to go through an interview. Everyone has to, complete all of the paperwork and application process and stuff like that, because we want to make sure that we're a good fit for each other. Some people, they see the program, they're just like, this could be good, this could be for me, or this could be just $100 in my pocket. And our hope is that, in the midst of the interview, some of those things come out so that we can really see if you are a good fit. But let's say that you start doing the program and you're not showing up, you're not participating, you don't handle the homework, you're not doing the assignments, you're not, engaged, your camera is always off, like, you can't see me. No, man, you don't respond to emails or phone calls. I promise you will get a rejection letter and it'll be nice. It'll be very nice, but we will be booting you.
It's safe to say if you come putting in 110%, that's not anything that you will have to worry about.
Yeah, and even if you can't meet me at 110, maybe you meet me at 75, 80. We'll meet you, because we know that, sometimes it's a journey. Some people, yes, they're ready to go and they do extremely well and they get really good jobs. Literally, we have had companies fighting for kids. I'm not even joking. They will call Dee Dee and say, I want so-and-so. And then she'll be like, well, another company is looking at them. I don't care. This is what I'm offering. And they will fight for these students. They will fight for them. So, and all the students aren't, absolutely amazing, but it's different when they do their interview with the company. It's different when they finish their NIMS and they finish it well, and and they got a good rapport with the staff and the teacher. They literally they came. They were present.
Nice. And I probably should have asked this earlier, but are there any like pre-assessments that take place before entering maybe I know we're dealing with STEM, so is it a math test before it starts or anything like that?
So we do an assessment, but there's not an entrance exam. What you mean? Yeah. So literally you can come whatever level. And we do the assessment so that we can know where's our base. This is our baseline, and then, scale up from there. So we do a reading assessment, we do a math assessment. And like I said, that's just so that we can understand the baseline and how we can work together with the student to get them where they need to go.
Nice. And does Manufacturing Renaissance have any connections that could help my manufacturing career? I know you pretty much answered this already, but if anyone needs that extra push to understand that the connections that you guys make. And after that question, also, could you speak about like what starting wage could they be expecting after they finish the program and you guys have helped made those connections for them?
Yeah. So I'll start with the wage. It's a little bit easier. So the wages can range anywhere from $16 to $21 an hour starting. We've had high school students who started at 18 and literally 6 months later were making 21. So that should give you a range, right? So it really is however much you pour into the program and you glean from the program is how heavy you'll get paid. That's a fact. So connections, man, I don't even know where to go. We did an interview. We did a Zoom live interview with NASA, where we had, some employees of NASA along with some contractors and some colleges that were associated with them that offered scholarships as well as opportunities to, learn more and get involved more with NASA itself. So there's there. We've had manufacturers who deal with, just the construction of automotive. And I don't want to, throw any names like that because there's so many different automation shops. But small mom and pop shops where there's 5 employees, right? So if you want that homey, kind of feel where you just kind of at home and everybody is like, that's Uncle Joe and that's Auntie Mary and that type of deal. Cool, you can do that. We also have manufacturers where they have literally thousands of employees, where they've got one site that is in, nearby suburb, and then they've got a site in Japan, they've got a site in London, they've got a site in Australia. So if you start someplace and you want to see the world, they will be the one that you want to go to. So as far as connections go, there should be one more I should mention. We have one manufacturer and who has yet to have somebody take him up on this offer. He literally offered his employees and anybody who came through our training program, once they got employed with him, the opportunity to go back to school and get a PhD.
Wow.
So that's like, he was paying for it, the whole thing.
That's amazing. Yeah.
First of all, our employers are awesome. They really are awesome. We go and we scout, right? Just like they scout, just like I'm not even gonna talk about, football and basketball because that's not my thing. But just like those scouts go out and they want to be at the practice games and they want to see the players and they want to see how they perform and how they interact and, what's their character like. That's what we do. We're scouting manufacturers and we're just like, and not just so we can, it's like, do you check my box, but because we want relationship. We want to be that bridge that allows young African Americans and Latino and all people, but people who really have not had that opportunity. They've not had the training. They've not been in those environments. They don't even know that the world exists. I mean, these manufacturers are right on Madison. They're right on Washington. They're right downtown. They're right in West Loop. But they're also up in them suburbs. Don't get me to talking. I'm from the city, so I don't even know. But they're there, and there's tons of them. You literally drive past them all the time. All the time. They're right under your noses. So our thing with our partners is not only to make sure that we're a right fit, but make sure that when we're being that bridge, that we're being a bridge to a place that honors the relationship of this young man and this young woman that's coming to their table and says, yeah, I want you in my company. I want you on my team. I want us to work together so that we can build this company better. So we got partnerships. We got them.
And what is Advocacy Day?
Advocacy Day is a wonderful opportunity for everybody. So after hearing about this program, you're just like, this is dope. It should be everywhere. It should be all across Chicago. It should be all across Illinois. So why isn't it? Well, my friend, our program costs money, just like any good program, it costs money. You got to train the staff, you got to have the staff, you got to, have all of the materials, you got to have the partnerships and all that good stuff. And all of that stuff costs money. So Advocacy is an opportunity for individuals to go downstate Illinois, where they're going to be meeting with legislators, and they're going to, promote the program. They're going to talk about like this should be a norm. Chicago Public Schools needs to have this as a norm. State institutions should have this as a norm. Anybody, like, you shouldn't have to hit special criteria in order to get in, right? And we have to do what we have to do, but that's because of the grants that we have. But the state of Illinois should do this. This should be just the norm. So Advocacy Day is that opportunity. It's November 16th. There's going to be a wonderful bus that is going to be transporting individuals downstate. So they can either go on the bus or they can ride themselves, but they can find out much more information about it by contacting, so first going to the website, mfgren.org, mfgren.org. And David Robinson is providing oversight for that. So he deals with communications and all of our, things that are dealing with public officials and things like that. Very important, very important. But it's literally for everybody. So if it's for the teacher as much as it's for the mother. It's for the man on the street just as much as it's for the one that's in the office. It literally is for the student and for the teacher. It is for everybody because the program is for everybody. It affects everybody. When, Johnny down the street gets a job and he's not at home, but now he's working all the time, he's making really good money. Not only is he increasing in his financial life, but he's increasing. He's feeling good about himself. He's growing as a person. He's learning new things. He's being appreciated, right? So that's changing the atmosphere of his house. Once that house changes, that changes that block. That block changes, that changes that neighborhood. You feel me? Like, it goes across, everybody gets affected. This is a good thing for everybody, not just for, I finished my engineering degree and I can't get a job, which is not true. You get an engineering degree, you good. But maybe you don't have the right place to go, right? Maybe you don't have a NIMS credential along with that engineering degree. You should get one, right? And you should let us place you. But it's the same thing with, Jacqueline, who she's been taking care of her family. That's the thing that she's been doing, but she wants to change. She wants something different, and she doesn't quite know what to do. This is for her too. This training is for her too. So all and anyone, from the educator to the person who is the participant at whatever level they participate, should participate in Advocacy Day, November 16th.
November 16th, Advocacy Day. Great, make sure you guys get that down. Okay. So I want to do a career in manufacturing. I want to join you guys' programs. 12 weeks, stipend. I get small classroom sizes. I get all the help that I may need and support as well. After I complete the program, I get help with my interviews, help with job placement. So I'm sold. I want to sign up today. How would I go about doing that? What is that process?
Okay. You did miss the swag. You do get swag too. I'm just saying.
Oh okay. I forgot that.
Yeah, you got to get that swag. So the sign up process is really simple. So you go to signup@mfgren.org, like literally the word sign up, one word, at mfgren.org. And from there, you'll just let us know, like, hey, I want to sign up for the program. We'll send you the application. You fill out the application. We'll sign you up for your interview. And as long as you meet the basic criteria, we'll get you going, right? So after the interview, we make sure that you're a good fit. Then we start collecting your documents, right? You can have a driver's license or a social security card or a real ID, or just an ID, or you have permission to work in the United States. Notice the difference, right? So if you're dealing with, DACA or something like that, and you just need permission to work in the United States, as long as you got that, we're golden, right? And then we want to make sure that you have also a few other documents, but we give every participant the list of what they need. So it's no questions, no, I didn't understand. No, we walk you through it, right? So once we get all the documents, we got you, put in. Literally, the processing could happen within an hour. Like we could interview you, because interviews, you want to talk, maybe 2 hours. But you do your interview, and then we get all your documents if you got them ready. If you don't have them ready, then you might want to take some time to get them, and we'll give you that time, depending on when the cohort starts.
Nice. That is good to know. That is great to know. Okay. Check to see if I have any more last questions coming up.
Well, while you're checking, I should note that we're currently taking in applications for a cohort that's starting October 31st. That is within 2 weeks. So if, you sold out, you're like, yes, I have heard the Manufacturing Renaissance YMA Gospel, and I want to sign up, cool. So you go ahead, you do what I just told you to do, sign up at mifgran.org, go through that process, give you time to get those documents in. And then I think the cutoff for getting those documents in is somewhere around the 27th, something like that. So that's enough time to, even if you have to go and, go down to the state of Illinois and get your, state ID or your driver's license or something like that, right? Or you got to apply for your Social Security card. I should mention, if you've never registered to go for selective service, you do have to register. And we should talk about that a little bit, because sometimes people don't quite understand that registration for selective service does not mean signing up for selective service.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference. Registration is it's just like you register to vote. It doesn't mean you voted. It just means you registered. You still got to get up, go to the polls, and you got the vote. And it's the same thing with the registration. So the registration for selective service is just you putting your information in there and you saying, okay, that is a requirement for males 18 and older.
Okay, nice. And you said the next cohort that you're accepting is on the 31st.
That's right, the end of the month. Yeah, that's when it starts. So that's a Monday. So between now, October 18th and October 27th, get your information in. You got to contact us. If you got questions, contact us. If you you're ready to go and you sold, contact us. Right? We just need to get you on that processing, because we can only take, like you said, it's a small group. We can only take 15. So if they don't make this one, what's nice is that we do have another one that's coming now, because the holidays are coming up. We probably it depends. If we get another 15 people and are just like, I want to start. Okay, fine. We will start them in November. But there is a 2-week gap in December because of the holidays, right? So they have to bear that in mind. And they have to be committed. So just in case, we're gone for 2 weeks, which it will happen. When they come back in January, just like, hey, had a great break, ready to go. Let's do this. Because we want people to work when they're finished.
Nice. Okay, and that you said you can only take 15. So is that how often are the trainings going on? So after the 31st, then you have another one the next year, or is it on a rolling basis?
Yeah, so it is rolling, and so the next one would be in November, and then after that, the next one would be in January. And then we would do February and March. I think the last one is going to be in April.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're actually already pre-signing up people. So because we do the YMA and we do the Manufacturing Connect, that training program is 20 weeks. So that's longer. It is geared towards high school seniors. And they do have to be in school. So that's a different program. But nevertheless, we're already pre-signing up high schools for that, right? And in some cases, they have alumni. They have people who, who dropped out of their school, or they have individuals who are just a part of their community, right? Because they're parents. So we definitely want to, make sure that the training that's for that one, that starts, Manufacturing Connect, training that starts in January, there's that grouping, but those other ones that will continue November, January, February, March, and April, some of those high schools are going to provide us students for those as well. So don't wait thinking that the space will be there. I can't guarantee that. I can't guarantee that. I'm hoping, because there's like, the idea is like there's 90 slots and there's 120 slots altogether. But like I said, the schools are already contacting us. The community organizations are already contacting us. They're always saying, hey, I got some people here. I got some people there. I've got part of our team is out now at Ombudsman, signing up people for the next training that's coming up. So if you want it and you're just like, I heard the message, I want to do something, then do it. Don't wait, because it may not be there.
Yes, I hope you're hearing that, you guys. Act on it. So that sounds good. That sounds good. Thank you, Leslie. I don't know if you have any last minute remarks. It seems like we pretty much cover everything. I don't know if we're missing anything.
Yeah, we did cover a lot, didn't we?
I think so. I think we did.
I think we covered a lot.
Hopefully people were able to get everything that they needed out of this presentation. And remember, you can always go to the website, check out what's on the website if you want to just learn a little bit more. But again, if you are interested in the program, like she said, the slots are filling, people are contacting her, so don't wait.
Yeah, so I guess the last thing is just so that people can get an understanding, because sometimes we run across parents who, because of their experience, they then don't want their child to have this experience, but they don't know that, what happened 10 years ago is not what's happening today. The robotics that are in manufacturing now require the young adults that are coming out, right? They think phone and computer first. They don't think telephone. They think, that iPhone, or they think that Android. That's what they're thinking about. They're thinking, how can I utilize this thing to get my lunch, or to, handle my business, or things like that. So they're already computer savvy. So manufacturing companies are looking for them. They're hungry for them. They want those individuals because they're already there. And it's not to say that, the old heads like myself don't think that way. Some of us do, but some of us don't. But advanced manufacturing is just not what it used to be. And I think that's really what I'm just trying to say. It's not. Stubby might have had an accident, and I'm sorry for Stubby. They call him Stubby because he lost 2 of his fingers. He got the 3 fingers, and I'm sorry for Stubby. I am, but that's not the norm. Like, literally, when you're on the floor, you literally could be punching 3 buttons, or you could be programming, or you could be on the shop floor for 2 months and be like, you know what? I want to work in the main office. I want something different. It's vast. Mm-hmm. So I really want the parents and the grandparents or the family members to just know that this is an opportunity that is much wider than what we might have grown up with, right? And for those, who are, in their 40s and 50s, like myself, it's just not what it was. It's just not, Yes, there are some manufacturing companies that are dirty and dusty. I'm not joking. There are. But there are some spotless. Mm-hmm. Like, seriously. So know that the environment is different, know that the communities are different, and know that these different organizations, like they're like any company. They find a diamond, They want to keep it shining. They want to, like, how can we, how can we pour into them? How can we send them out and represent our company? How can we have them trained here and then send them to Michigan so they can be trained again? And we pay for it. How can we send them abroad so that they can represent us, right? How can we get them trained up so that they can get into a whole different area of the company as a whole, because they've shown us their diligence. They pour into people. They pour into people. Good money. Good money. I manufacture. Okay, I'm not gonna tell people salaries. I'm not gonna do that. I got to respect them. They make good money. I'm not talking that, we're talking 6 figures, 5 figures, good money.
Top change. Yeah.
You eat a good lunch. I'm just saying. And you can. Everybody has to start at the basic, right? I have yet to come across many people working in any industry where you start at the top. I don't think so. Even if you start your own company, you really start at the bottom because you got to do everything. Trust me, I know this. Wherever you start, you got to do the basics. You got to show up. You got to have a heart for what you're doing. You got to, really just get engaged and be a part of the environment and let them pour into you. Let them pour into you. Sometimes that's hard. Sometimes people don't know how to receive. They don't know how to receive, accolades, somebody saying you're doing a good job. Or sometimes, they're used to, being around the crazy, somebody who, and, the mentally challenged, however you want to put it. They're used to being around people who don't know how to talk to them right? That's them. That's on them. And you don't find that anywhere. So our goal is to equip, help everyone understand where you're going to, right? And help you to understand that every place isn't perfect, but you can find a slice of perfect where you're at. And we're part of that journey. Okay. Peace.
Thank you. I want everybody else to give a big thank you to Manufacturing Renaissance today, taking the time out. Special thank you to Leslie for taking the time out and telling us about the organization and the programs that are being offered. And if you're interested in connecting with Manufacturing Renaissance, you can also contact us and we will be able to connect you as well. And I just want to ask, from taking away, I learned something today as well, just that it is room for innovation as far as young people that enter in this field. So I definitely encourage the young people out there to partake in it. Can turn to something that you never imagined. That's it for me. Our next Hub 101 will be next month on Tuesday, next week, actually, on Tuesday, October 25th, 12:30 to 1:45 with open books, and they'll be telling us all about the high school program and how your youth may be able to get involved. So definitely looking forward to that. Once again, I want to thank Leslie, and that is it. Thank you guys for coming out.
Thanks for having us.